Welcome back to your millennial group therapy session, Pod After Dark, with your hosts, Steph and
Morgs.
Yay! The fact that I
We-
did that, as intoxicated as I feel already,
Just let it
this
soak
is
in.
definitely a Pod After Dark because I'm
I love
already a tad bit tipsy, one would say.
I am at Sam's and we went to Publix like on our way home from work, and we were like, "Oh, we'll get beer," and then we didn't. Like we forgot. Like we did like a
Yeah.
speed run at Publix, and we're like, "Oh yeah, we'll
We
go
never
around,"
got the
and then
beer.
we didn't. And I was like,
Aw.
"Okay, so
It's
we're
okay.
sorry."
I have, my rosé with my ice.
So
Listen
proud.
to the jangle. And
My
then
mom
I
was
just was telling Morgan I took a tequila shot, which, am I in freaking college or
yes.
what is
Necessary every
life?
once in a while.
Well, yeah, celebrations. Celebrations
Yeah.
are times for tequila shots. So,
Absolutely.
that's what we're doing.
It hurts.
So if
It burns.
yeah.
It burns so good.
Oh my God. And then Joe's he has the whole setup. He's got the salt, the lime, the tequila. And he even bought shot glasses because we don't own shot glasses because how often do we take shots?
What?
I know. Clearly it's something that I need. In case you're wondering, what does Steph need? Shot glasses. I don't know what happened to all of the ones that I've had in college. I had a ton.
Right, just a few.
They're
We have
gone now.
a few. We kept a few,
No,
along the way.
remember I had a whole fucking cabinet of shot glasses, and the ones we made, the glittery ones.
I remember.
Where are those? They're probably in a box from frickin' the house. Anyways, so yeah, he had it all set up and he's like, how do we do this again? I'm like, it's salt, tequila, lime. And then again, how do we do that? Salt, tequila, lime. It is not that complicated. You lick your salt, you take your shot, you suck your lime. And I still cringe every time I take a shot.
Oh, it hurts.
That was the best part of being pregnant. No having to feel just the obligation that I feel I have to take a shot in a public setting. Well, not that we're public, but I could be like, oh no, I can't. Got a baby.
Oh, no.
Morgan's like, fuck you, I'm not taking a shot.
I'm an adult. I can say no. I didn't even.
I just feel the peer pressure. It's
dude,
take a shot, Steph. I'm like, okay, fine, because I'll be like, no, and then come on, no, come on. And then after the third come on, I'm like, okay, fine.
No, I'll literally
only
throw
with
up in your
alcohol.
face.
Well,
literally.
We know. I
Anyways.
know if I'm at that point that there's probably a good chance it's either you want me to take a shot, well then you'll be holding my hair back because this is not going to mix well.
Exactly.
But we're not at that level tonight, so it's fine. Could we get there? I don't know. It's a fucking Monday. Am I getting drunk on a Monday night? I guess so.
I love it. I could have also been there, but I was just I was the cat meme. I was on the pod with editing,
doing all the things.
I was like, oh my God, I just did this for the last couple hours. Wow, what a win. What a fucking win.
I love you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being the cat meme.
I literally, I picture that so often. I'm like, oh my God, that's just me.
It is.
And now I'm just lounging in Sam's guest room.
I love it. I love the color and the little plant picture. Oh, so cute. I was gonna say there is a plant somewhere in there. Cute.
So nice. All the plants though. If I were to open that door,
the
plants just begin.
I love the plants though.
Yes. If you ever plant questions, let me know.
Oh, that's good to know.
Have all the answers.
I can't keep a fucking succulent alive, so those aren't very hard to keep alive. So that says a lot about
you have to neglect them, which is also
weirdly
difficult.
I feel like that's my problem is I don't know what plants need neglecting and what plants need love.
Right.
I just because an orchid too. I mean, I know they die and then they come back, but I'm like, I'm not waiting for the stem to come back. This is bullshit.
I know.
Get it together. At least keep one. Because then you just have a fucking stem. And it's I don't want to look at this stupid stem for a couple months before one decides oh, I'm going to come back. It's time.
It's definitely a patient activity, and I feel
Yeah, but I don't have that.
Yeah, it's a might be a
Patience in me.
challenge. Might be a challenge.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well,
That's
anyways, why are we here tonight? Why are we doing a pod after dark, Morgs?
We're here to chat about books
So
because
exciting.
we've alluded to it multiple times and sprinkled in the books, the book chat, the book club, the book talk, whatever you want to call it.
The book club / talk, if you will.
I know. I always picture it as like book talk, like TikTok, but really it's
I know.
book
I look
talk,
at it as like TOK. Yeah.
Right. But like it's talk.
Like, yeah, we're talking about it.
Can I have a side bubble for a second?
Go for it.
I'm already spiraling
Bubble
off
it
into
up.
the abyss. I've been listening to the Giggly Squad still.
Oh, I did listen to your voice memo about that. I'm still listened to your voice memo.
Giggling. Straight hardcore giggler from the get-go, and I'm like, why did I wait so long? I'm so mad.
I know, they're actually very freaking funny.
I love it.
I've only listened to like a few podcasts. I mean, I follow them on like social media, so I see all their stuff. But yeah, from the few episodes, very funny.
Right?
Like from the get.
The whole time. I'm like, oh my god. I want to watch. We'll go back to this once I'm at my like over my Grey's Anatomy. But I want to go back to the Bravo shows and watch Summer House because that's where they came from.
Oh, that's right.
So,
they came from somewhere, not just out of the abyss, like you and I. We just came out of the abyss.
There's my foot. No free foot pics. Okay. Anyways, we're here for the books.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Well,
give the people background. I feel like we need to tell them.
That's true, because I feel like at least my book journey has been a sporadic one.
Right.
Like, what's hilarious to me is I hated with a burning passion reading in like high school. Like, if you would have sat me down and been like, read this book, I would have been like, fuck you, Spark Notes. What do I got to learn about this? But then I got to college and I got really into Nicholas Sparks.
Yeah.
And like the Hunger Game trilogy, I read all of that.
You did? I didn't know that.
I did.
Nice.
Right before every movie. Literally, because in college
we love a book movie.
You know, we went and watched every single one. So I was like, oh, I'm going to read the book. And I vividly remember like sitting in my bed reading those books. And then I got into the 50 Shades because, you know, I needed my smut novels, which I'm like, why don't I read more of those? Like, I didn't mind it. I don't know.
I have a series for you. It's like a rom-com though. Like it's supposed to be really funny. So I will send it to you.
Yes.
Well, let me tell the people.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
That's what we're here for.
Why am I
so if you guys like rom-coms. But yeah, I think the only smutty type book I ever read was 50 Shades. And I read 3 of them. Is there only 3 of them? There might be more now. But I read like the first 3.
Dang it. What is this called? Okay, the author though, I'm like, I don't read a million books. Like, come on, Morgan, where are they? But I have read, one of my friends from work was like, you have to read this series. And I was like, wait, I read that first book.
Oh, really?
And she's like, you stopped reading? It's like a 4 or 5 book series. Because it's okay. Megan Quinn is the author. I'm getting there.
Okay.
Megan Quinn. Hold on. Jesus. I have to be like around here. I don't understand. But it's like a series, and then here. The first one's Kiss and Don't Tell, but it's the Vancouver Agitators series from her. But it's like hockey. They're hockey players.
Interesting.
I had read the first one, and she's like, you have to read this. It's so funny. And I was like, oh, I read the first one. And she's like, what the why would you, like, whatever. So anyways, I'm going to read book 2 once I'm done with this other book I'm on. But yeah, that was a recommended.
Well, then I'll have to give it a try. I know. That's why I was like, I've only like read that for spicy. But then I was on TikTok today, actually, surprisingly enough, and something came up about somebody talking about some book called The Icebreaker. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I've seen it. Like, I've seen the
So
cover of
apparently
it.
that's supposed to also be like super spicy, and there's like a page, either 136 or 138. It was
Oh
like
my
all over
God.
fucking TikTok. So I kept trying to find the page because I'm like, I just need to know how spicy this is.
Right.
So I
Like, am I going to
finally
be
found
scared?
it, and it wasn't even okay. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I did read 50 Shades like 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and like that was one of the first like holy shit spice books. But
Right.
I'm like, it's spicy, but it's not like, oh my God. Like, she's just, being aggressive with the way she's talking about them doing it. But I'm like, I've definitely read way worse
I had
things.
not
So,
read Icebreaker because it's 447 pages long, and I feel like I'm like a 330
well,
kind of
the
gal.
cover alone would make me not want to read it. It's a fucking picture of
The
like,
cartoon people
yeah,
here.
like a girl and a hockey player. When you said hockey, it like rang a bell. But
Yes, triggered.
I was
Yes.
like, this doesn't seem like something that I would be entertained by. But I just looked at the cover. Like, I know,
Right.
don't judge a book by its cover, literally. But this is
Literally,
a
yeah.
perfect example where I don't know, I would have thought that that's like a kid book. Clearly not.
Totally. Right.
Like,
Not a kid book.
let's change the cover just a little bit, unless you're trying to appeal to the 18 and under crowd, which should not be reading that, but
Yeah.
whatever. I'm not the author. But yeah, anyway, so then I took a break. I like stopped reading pretty much after 50 Shades. Like after that series, I kind of like just couldn't find anything that was entertaining.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, like a year, was it while I was pregnant, before I got pregnant, after I
think it was right
after I had Bree?
I think it was right after, yeah, because
Okay.
I was doing Audible.
That's right. Yeah, you did the Audible, and then I went to Target and bought a book that I never ended up finishing because it was like,
oh, that's right.
It was
You got
called
scared.
Where the Truth Lies. No, I didn't get scared. The shit was just fucking stupid. My mom ended up reading it, and I even was like, what did you think? And she's like, there was a lot. Like, they had like 20 different characters that you had to follow. And I basically figured out what happened before I even got halfway through the book. So then when I asked her to tell me, she was like, yeah, this. And I was like, I fucking knew that. It was too predictable.
Yeah.
But even aside, I had to keep going back, like, who is this person? Who is that person? And it was like about a small town where the girl goes missing and the dad's the pastor, but he's also like a fucking psychopath and like apparently raped his daughter. And he was the one who killed her. Like, fucked up shit. And he was abusive to the wife. Like, it was all fucked up. But then, it's like, oh, he's the pastor. Like, he must be great. He's a holy man. Absolutely fucking.
Lord,
so I just was like, I can't get through this. And then Verity came into my life. And that was like the beginning point for me.
True. That's,
because that was the first book that like, I read fully and was like, oh shit, I do miss reading. And this is the genre I want to read, like the thriller, crazy, psychopath shit. Yeah.
I know.
Same stuff I like to watch on TV.
Well, that's, I know it tracks, like it does. And I feel like, for the listeners, I also was not a big reading fan, but like Audible.
Yeah, you loved your Audible.
Like, yeah. And I mean, well, again, oh, can you hear me?
No, I can hear you. For a second, I don't know what the fuck happened. Okay. Can you hear me?
You're good.
Okay. Now it's not in my ear anymore. Like, you're in my ear, I'm not in my ear, so that's why I was confused if you can hear me. Whatever, it's easier for me to understand what's going on. I hate the echo. It drives me bonkers.
Anyways.
As long as you can hear me, that's all that matters.
Yeah, you're good. You're golden.
Okay, cool.
Fuck technology. I cannot.
I swear.
Every time it's different.
Always.
In high school, like, I had to be in the reading class because of FCAT. All the things.
Yep.
Fuck reading. Fuck telling me what to read. Also, probably really where that's from, let's be honest. And we read some stuff, the Nicholas Sparks stuff in college. So it's like, I knew I could fucking read. But for a while there, like, I was like, God damn, like, what's fucking
Right.
wrong? And then I had to drive to work, and I started doing Audible at that point. And I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
I like can understand books.
Yeah.
Like me thinking like, what the fuck is wrong with me? No. And then you guys, I was still in Audible land.
I was gonna say, when you read Verity, it was on Audible, right? Or
The
did you
first
read
time,
it?
yeah, it was Audible.
Okay.
And so was The Housemaid was Audible. Because
What's
we
the
did
Perfect Marriage? Read or Audible read?
I think that might have been the first Kindle book, honestly.
Okay.
Or I'm trying to like look back at like my little thing here. The Locked Door.
I don't know what my
might
first
have been.
I think The Perfect Marriage.
Oh no! I think you're right. The Perfect Marriage.
The Perfect Marriage was my first Kindle too, because I had the actual hard copy of Verity, and I gave that to my mom, and then I was like, "Fuck this! I want to read stuff not in a book, because it's just like, why am I gonna carry around a book? Like, it doesn't make sense. I'm always in bed. I want to read in the dark. I don't want a stupid light on. Like." So
I know.
That's when it was like right around Christmas time, and that's what I asked for Christmas. And then I just like put all the books on there.
I know. Perfect Marriage, because the Goodreads like is what I use. I don't know what the fuck people use anymore. But the Perfect Marriage was like
use that
around January 7th, 8th, like that. So
it was
did we read it in 2 days? Maybe.
We probably did, because I'm pretty sure we were both reading it at the same time. Yeah. Because that was a good book.
That was actually now thinking back, like that also was the start of like the audio messaging genre of the life.
Yeah.
Because we were book chatting. Like, love it. Wow. Okay, crazy. So then we have to talk about Verity first then, because she really
1000%. That
Colleen
was like
Hoover.
She opened the doors to the world of books. But it's just like sad, because like she opened the vault of books for me, but I don't want to really read any of her other books.
You didn't read any of her other books, right?
No.
Okay, because I read Verity's number one forever. I think, honestly, insanity. Remember, Natalie said she was reading this one, Reminders of Him. This is the cover.
Yeah. No, I think I even have that downloaded, because it was like free at one point.
Okay, I did give it a 5-star.
Oh.
But I was also like crying.
That's right. You were reading this and you were texting about it in the group chat, that it was
and
like
I was
making
like,
you sad.
I'm like, I'm mad, because like I think I read it in like a day or 2 days or whatever. And I was like, I don't want to cry. Like, I don't want to cry.
Okay.
Like, I'm good.
Was it thriller-ish in any way, shape, or form? Or was it like a love like novel, like Nicholas Sparks?
It was like
shit?
that. It was more like that.
Like, I can do a love novel, Nicholas Sparks type shit. I feel like, unless there's like something crazy happening, which I will give it to Nicholas Sparks. He always had something crazy happening. That made you like, oh shit. But I just feel like the love novels are not it for me. And that's what happened. There was like one of the love novels that I was reading from him that I could not get through the fucking book.
Yeah.
I tried like 10 different times, and I was like, it's not happening. Like, and it was a hardcover. I bought it in the store. Just never ended up doing it.
I don't know. I feel like I did that with one too, which for everyone out there, I'm the number one Kindle fan, because I feel as though maybe I have some ADD, because I can zoom in and make the words big, and I can see this much text at one time and not get distracted on the page. Like, if I open a real book to read,
I look at the bottom, and then I'm like, I'm already giving myself like hints as to what's going to happen. I'm like, why am I doing this? Stop letting your eyes wander, Stephanie.
Literally, I'm like, oh my God,
I 100% do that too.
So, also another like positive about the Kindle, you were mentioning that one book had a lot of characters. The Kindle, I don't know if you do this ever, when you touch a name or highlight it, it will give you context of who it was
Oh,
or
I've
is.
never had. Well, the thing is, I
Dude.
haven't had to do that because I feel like
Oh.
most of the books I read, I can keep up with who the fucking characters are.
Fair.
However, with that one book, I
Try, give it a-
probably, could
Yeah,
have used
yeah.
that because I
That-
literally would be like, who are they fucking talking about right now? Because we've
I
mentioned
love
like
that
17
feature.
different characters in one chapter. That was another book that had like 30-page chapters, and I was like,
No.
we don't do this.
No,
We do
no.
10 or less. Thank you. I don't want any
Exactly.
more. If I see that fucking, where it says like how many minutes are left in the chapter, if that shit's beyond 20, I'm not here for that. I want
Dude,
like
if it's beyond 14, I'm
I was
stressed.
gonna say like 15 or less, I'm good. If I see anything higher than that, I'm like, oh, this chapter's gonna drag on forever and ever. Amen.
That's
yeah, no.
And okay, so that was it tells you the character, and then it also tells you the dictionary, like or if something needs to be translated, like the Kindle does so much. We love her.
I know.
Anyways,
The Kindle,
number one Kindle fan.
I love Kindle so much. I truly do.
I know. You were the number one promoter also before
forever
this.
And ever. Forever and ever.
Anyways, let's spiral back to Verity.
Let's do. Actually, I'm gonna text Joe right now because I hear baby Joey crying. Like, can you just make sure he's okay?
Oh no, I don't hear him.
Oh well, he's in his room, so he probably won't be able to.
I have obviously rated it 5 out of 5. And
well, yeah, if I could give that like a fucking 100 out of 5, I would.
I think it's worth mentioning, if you haven't read it, that you should look up the trigger warnings beforehand.
Yes,
because there's
something
a lot
that
of
would
shit.
have been helpful for me. I will say this: if you are newly postpartum.
Yeah.
I was going to say if you're pregnant, but honestly not even pregnant. If you're newly postpartum.
Well, both, I feel.
Yeah, because I had just basically had Brie like a few months prior to reading that book. And when I started reading it and some of the pages, I was like, oh no, I don't like this because I'm too close. This is too close to like my life. Like I just had a baby. And there are babies, in the book and very traumatic things that are said and done in the book that I was like, I can't think this way. Like if I was like a regular person, I'd probably still be like traumatized, but like I'm actually living as a new mom with a new baby and this is all new to me. And I'm reading this shit and I'm like, oh, this is not fun. I don't like that part. Like those parts were very difficult for me to get through. I mean, I got through them, but very difficult. And then like, I think the way it ends makes me like feel a little bit better about it because I'm like, well, maybe, and I don't want to ruin it, but like maybe,
I know.
You know what I'm trying to say? That like
it leaves you very like confused in the best way.
Did you ever read? I told you the alternate end, or not the
you
the
did.
added ending.
You
which I felt like was like so. Was it necessary? Not really, but in the same way, like kind of, but it almost left it like, are you going to make another novel? Like, are you going to continue this? Like, why did we need to add that part? Because if you just left it the way you left it, I think everything would have been like, okay, it is what it is. But like adding that almost makes it like, oh, there could be another book that comes out. We don't know. But I think you had found somewhere that she wasn't planning on writing another one or something.
Think so.
I can't remember what we like found about that. But
and that book too was just like thriller. Like if you don't know by now, we like the thrillers, but like
thrillers. But
scary.
It needs to be like
the top of the stairs. Like
oh my god, I know.
I remember listen because I did Audible. So it was in my car and it was dark and I was like like oh my god.
No, some of these books I legitimately will not read if Joe is not home. Like because like even that 1 by 1 that you had me read, I was like, am I gonna read this while he isn't home? I'm like, no, I have to read this because like it's kind of creepy. Like they're in the woods.
It is creepy.
It's a little bit scary. But yeah, no, Verity like takes the cake for probably still to this day one of like my favorite. I mean, anyone, even my mom, she's like obsessed with Verity. Like any book that she reads, like that got her back into reading too. And it's just so funny. It's like let's put it this way, if you are in a reading slump and you just feel like you need to like read something that's really going to get your attention, like, and you haven't read Verity, 1000%. Like, Do it.
And if not Verity, literally almost everything from
Frieda McFadden. Mm-hmm. 1000%.
Wait, these are my fun facts. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you did say you had some
I have
knowledge.
fun facts.
Some educational knowledge.
Yeah.
About
Frieda
Frieda McFadden.
McFadden is a practicing physician who specializes in brain injuries.
Interesting. It's interesting like, because of some of her books. Because doesn't she have some like medical type ones?
Yeah. Like that was the one that I just read, The Dead Med. It's a rewritten version of her first novel. Like Suicide something.
Well, I saw that you wrote that on the thing. Like Suicide Med or Suicide something.
And so like when I read that today, I was like, oh my God, that's so cool.
I'm going to the text of the things.
Oh, yes. Stuff's pulling up the list of like all the Frieda McFadden books because
if I can find it. I have so many group chats with you, Morgan, that I can't find the one that's just you and I.
I think I just sent it. Yeah, I was like, I think
no, you did. Yeah, it was called Suicide Med.
Okay, Suicide Med. Yeah, which I mean, I read the one she just re-released of it. Like, I think she must have changed a little bit of it.
Yes.
And it wasn't like my favorite, but now that like that's her background. That's cool. Like, yeah. And
interesting.
I know. So I also, my other fun fact is they are making The Housemaid into a movie. Did you know this?
No.
Yeah.
Dude, I only know these things because of you, like the Never Lie being made into a series and fucking
okay, let me click the source. Hold
Verity being made into a movie. I didn't know
this was January 11th. From Deadline, like the website. But yeah, Housemaid for Lionsgate. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
So like a well-known like okay.
So I was
like, are they gonna do like the second one too? And the third one, I guess?
I'm sure, like, to see how it goes. The first
did
one.
I ever end up reading the full second one?
I don't know if you did.
I feel like that's when I fell off, actually.
Like, maybe you partially read it?
I did definitely start reading it, and I still have it on my Kindle. I think what happened is that's when I got pregnant with Joey, and then, like, shit just took a turn because I couldn't read because I couldn't focus, and I was always so tired or sick.
Oh, I think you're right. Because I read the second one.
It was very hard for me to read because I think the second one came out
April,
like right
or I finished it in April.
I was gonna say, I want to say it came out like right when I started not being able to like physically do much of anything besides take care of a toddler and be pregnant. That was all I could do with my days, and I could not even get because I was so tired at the end of the day, and that's when I would read was at night. But like I could barely keep my freaking eyes open after taking care of a toddler all day and being pregnant. And I mean, Joey was hard because I was so sick at the beginning. So just to even look at anything was a task in itself. So no, that was definitely when I think I fell off. But I remember like you guys talking about it, and it wasn't like as good as the first one. And I think my mom even read it too and said it was like the first one was really good.
Yeah,
which is what made us like want to read it.
Almost, from what I remember, because sometimes I binge these things and I forget everything. But it almost seemed so similar in the format. Like, I was like part one, part two, like how they did the first one or whatever. I don't know. It definitely didn't capture as well. Well,
didn't you guys say too that like it wasn't really like a continuation of the first one? Or did my mom tell me that? Somebody told me, I swore, that it was kind of like you thought that like maybe it would continue on to like her life after the fact, and it kind of was like a totally different storyline.
I mean, from what I recall last April, it continued with her.
No, I knew it continued with her, but I feel like it like went off on a different, like she was, I don't even know. To be honest, I have no idea. Because I
probably should reread it. But she's like in another situation, like in another house, working at another house. So it's like, it was almost similar that like, I don't know. I will probably end up reading the third one just at some point because
I kind of just want to read both,
you know?
just so that I can like have all them, especially if they end up making all 3 movies, because I feel like they would do
That's what
some
I
shit like that, especially
I
if the
know.
first
I
one is a
agree.
hit. So
Oh,
I feel like I need to do that, you
right?
know. And then the other thing, because I know we're going to talk a lot about Frieda McFadden, because she was like our big author. Just loved pretty much anything we read from her.
Literally.
But who was the author of The Perfect Marriage?
I'm bringing it back. Geneva Rose.
Okay, because that was really the only thing we read from her, right?
So
Did we
I
read
read.
anything? Well, you might have, but did I read anything
I know.
else?
I read. She wrote One of Us is Dead, which is this one. Maybe you read this one. It had like the. It was like the salon owner.
My mom, I think, read that one.
I gave it a 3 out of 5, which
My
I feel.
mom read that one. She had that book, I remember now, because she was trying to get me to read it, and I was like, this doesn't sound like something that would entertain me.
Yeah, I feel like it fell more flat. Okay, though she did also write You Shouldn't Have Come Here, which I don't think you read because that was during your slump.
I didn't, but I kept seeing that one when I was first like getting into reading, and I was trying to find a book to read, like an actual physical book. I kept seeing that, and I didn't even know who she was at the time because like I hadn't found anything from her. So maybe I'll have to go back and read that.
I know this one was like one of the books again. Well, as you know, The Perfect Marriage, Natalie, had her comments about this. She would also not like
have
this one.
Comments.
Yes, but for me and you, who would you not
look into that
we just,
as deeply?
we just
we're here for entertainment.
Yeah,
I'm not like literally dissecting what's going to happen or how it happens.
I definitely read it fast and like wanted to know what happened. Like, was it perfect? No, but I did give that one a 5 because it kept me entertained.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's like if you are going to look at it in like a, what's the word?
Like hyper or like analyze it. Like,
yeah, like if you're here to analyze a book and critique it, then like her books are probably not for you.
No.
But I'm the type of person that I don't look at all that shit. I'm just like, oh shit, I would have never expected that. So it's entertaining to me and I enjoy it. But if it's like, I would have never, honest to God, I loved The Perfect Marriage. I had like no issue with it. And then Natalie went on her rants about all the things that were wrong. And I was like, I would have never picked up on any of that. I never questioned it once.
We didn't give a shit about nothing.
Until she mentioned it. Then I was like, well, now I keep thinking about this. And I'm like, yeah, that does make sense. Like, why wouldn't, like that would not check, like that didn't track. But it's like I would have never thought about that prior, like when you and I were going back and forth with our memos like about who did it, who done it.
I know
and
we didn't give a
so
shit.
Shocked. Yeah, I was just
definitely
more
read that one if you aren't like hyper analyzing. She did also, this was the most recent one I read of hers. I'm sure you saw this one too. Home is Where the Bodies Are.
I think you sent me like a TikTok about her talking about that one.
Oh, maybe
it was like a recent one.
It was recent. I did give it 3 stars. I feel like my 3 is like that's low for me. I felt like it was predictable.
Okay.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was still like a quick read. Like I wanted to finish it, but meh.
Well, listen, nothing sucks as much as my least favorite book that has ever been written in the history of time. And what book is that, Morgan? What book do I hate with a burning passion? We're just talking about it. It's a game that people like to play.
What? Oh, the rock, paper, scissors. Yes. I'm
what
like,
in the actual flying fuckeries?
I know. I have to go back in my queue here. Guys, okay, this is Alice Feeney, Rock, Paper, Scissors.
First of all, it took us so long to read this shit. I told Morgan before we even started the episode today, like, that book reminded me of some shit that they would have handed to us in high school and been like, you have to read this and then do a report on it. And I was like, fuck this shit. I just want it to end. I have never been so disappointed. There was so much just like verbiage that was like useless. Like some of the chapters that was just like, is this actually going to go somewhere? And I mean, it kind of did at the very end, but like it took 80% of the book to get anything that was like, oh shit. And then even the ending was still kind of like subpar.
Right.
Like, what even happened? I don't even give a fuck to
Okay,
spoil this because
let me
I don't want
read.
anyone to have to read this. I would be so upset if you fucking like wasted your life on this book. I'm sorry to the author of this story or novel if you ever listen to our podcast. We've made it in some form.
I know. Well, and it's so crazy. Side
Didn't
bubble.
you say that there was like good reviews on it too?
Yes, I'm gonna tell you
Which
all
is
of that.
what's so
But
wild.
Alice Feeney, so I follow the thriller girlies. On
I've heard her name though for other books.
For like the average rating on all her books right here is 3.5, 4 stars, which is like, I mean, they have over 150,000. This Rock Paper Scissors has 467,000 ratings, and the average is 3.92.
And when I tell you all 4 of us read this book at the same time and all of us had the exact same fucking shit to say about it, not one of us was like, no, it's really good, guys. Nobody enjoyed this fucking book.
I know.
Like,
I'm trying
awful.
to see if I like wrote anything about it, but no, I didn't.
No, because it was fucking terrible.
Dang it,
why would you write something? But how did it? Do you remember how it ended though? Because I like, it's either that I just like physically took it out of my brain because it hurt so bad.
Okay, let me.
I know that there was like some shit.
It's Adam and Amelia.
Right.
They win a weekend in Scotland.
Wasn't the woman though not the actual woman?
So he can't recognize faces.
That's what it was, yes.
And every anniversary, the couple exchange traditional gifts: paper, cotton, pottery, tin, blah, blah, blah. Each year, Adam's wife writes him a letter that she never lets him read until now. They both know this weekend will make or break their marriage, blah, 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 blah. Do they go out to the cabin and there's the woman in the other cabin close by? Okay, this is that.
Yeah. I just can't remember how it ends though. Wasn't it like the other woman was like his wife the whole time or some shit like that?
Some weird, or like, it was his mom, or I don't, hold on. I might be able
I think
to,
it was like his wife and like something happened that like the maid or something. It was like somebody that was like
places or something.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure like some shit like that happened, which is when their like marriage hit a downfall. And the girl in the other thing was the good one that was trying to like get back into his life. And like because the one that he was with was the crazy bitch, I think.
Yeah.
Which like was the only part that I was like, oh, this is actually like, that's crazy. Like, yeah, that's a good book, but like, why did it take us 80% of the fucking novel to make it be like that?
It was too slow for sure.
Yes.
I'm trying to see if there was like someone that just summed it all up, but this book was unmemorable. Oh my God, I'm so sorry for my coughs.
No, you're fine.
I know though, we read this book and they are turning it into a movie. Was
the Rock Paper Scissors? I don't know.
I don't know, but I did.
It was unmemorable for me too, so I don't know.
I know, right? I literally just saw a commercial because I'm my parents and they have commercials on their TV, and I don't get commercials anymore. But some show was coming out and it was like a doctor. It's the guy from the American Horror Story, like. If you
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, but he has face blindness. Like he doesn't recognize faces as a physician. I guess it's a new series, and I was like, "Whoa, that was in a book we read." Whoa.
So I wonder though.
I know. Is that theme gonna come up because they're making it into a movie? You know?
I don't know.
Let's see, though.
Let's find out real quick.
We have to tell the people. I really don't know. I could see it, like, and it may be a better movie.
In April 2021, Netflix announced that it would adapt Alice Feeney's novel Rock Paper Scissors into a 6-part series. This was in 2021. We're now
maybe
in 2024.
It never happened.
I don't know, because it says that they were gonna do it. I don't know when.
If they done
they
did
were
it.
Planning on it. Like, is it coming?
Interesting.
Like everything I'm finding is just like in 2021. It said it would. Okay, is it going to though?
Right.
Something recent that's not from 2021.
I mean,
Crown
in other
producer,
news,
Susan Orchid, options, Alice Feeney, thriller. I want to know because, you know, we're here to watch the things we've read.
I know. I love a good book movie.
Yeah,
It's my
everything's
favorite.
just from like
It's
2021.
my
So
favorite.
either they're still working on it because there was that writer's block and everything that's happened.
Right.
Not the block, but the whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
So
Strike.
maybe the strike. Thank you. So maybe that's what happened.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, see, it said how did the book Rock, Paper, Scissors and Adam and Robin, who Robin was the one living in the other house,
Oh, right. Yes.
end up getting back together. Adam then narrates the truth about what really happened regarding his mother's death. Amelia had been an old girlfriend of his, and they'd been in the car together. She distracted him as he was driving, and he was the one who hit and killed his mother.
Oh.
But I don't know.
Right. I remember the car thing. Like, I
Yeah,
remember
there was like,
that
because like he
happening.
couldn't,
Yeah.
like there was like
He
something
didn't
with like him
recognize who it
driving.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
They thought it was him. And
Yeah.
maybe
The big twist is that Amelia was not the one who wrote the letters. Instead, it was the wife who was involved in the accident with his mother. Adam hangs on to one last big secret. He was the person driving the car that teenage Amelia stole when it accidentally ran over his mother. Oh, yeah, because there was like the whole thing that like somebody hit the mom and it was like a young person. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, wait. So then are we
Yeah.
I think we're mixing up the Never Lie with that, right? Because the cabin, Never Lie, Frieda McFadden is Trisha and Ethan search for their house of their dreams. And they
Oh, yeah, because what was that? Oh,
they visit the
God.
remote manor,
I remember
belong to the
that.
psychiatrist, and they get stuck in a violent storm.
But I can't remember, like something was sketchy. Who was the sketchy one, the guy or the girl?
The audio transcripts from every single patient. Wow, I guess we need to reread some of these.
Well, that one's the one that you sent that's definitely being made into a
Yeah.
like a series, right?
Yeah. That one for sure. There's so many. I'm trying to think like the most memorable.
Wait, 5 months ago, but this is from 2018. Oh no, but that says Rock, Paper, Scissors trailer, a new revenge thriller movie. I don't think that's this. That looks like a scary movie. This was not that scary.
Can we I really very much enjoyed Ward D by Frieda McFadden.
Ward D was a good one. And once I like figured
one.
out what was going
You
on,
did
I was
it.
like, wow.
You done fucking
I done
did it.
I'm like fucking one by one that I was like, it's this. And I was like, oh no, it wasn't this. It wasn't even close to that. I would have never.
Scary though.
Ever.
Like the Ward D, for the listeners, was like a med student who had to work in a psychiatric ward for the night, like locked in.
With no cell service.
Yeah.
Or very little cell service.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a creepy one.
Good. Like I want to reread that.
That was one of the last books I read before I went on my hiatus of books.
Yes, that is true.
That was one of the last ones.
Dang, that's so creepy.
The Inmate, I still haven't gotten through more than the first chapter.
Oh, that one was good too.
Never Lie, though, I really liked, and it's unfortunate that I can't remember how it ends because it was one of my top books.
So long ago. I know.
And The Locked Door was also really good, and also like, oh shit.
That was a great one too.
But another one that like I kind of also can't remember how exactly it ends. Like, and I know you're blinking. I know it was something with the basement.
Yeah.
But I can't remember. I knew that like her dad had shit to do with it. Somebody, was she the one who, somebody was psycho.
Yes,
but who was the psycho? Was it her?
It was the like sister. Or what? Remember?
Oh yes, dude. Yes. I was like, I knew like I had the hi Stella. I had like the whole like image in my head of the ending because I remember like the basement and everything, but I couldn't remember like, no, it wasn't the sister. It was the fucking her. Remember, she worked and she had somebody who worked with
Or
her.
coworker.
It was the coworker.
Oh,
She was
okay,
the fucking psychopath the whole
it was someone
time.
close though. It was close.
Yes,
they were close
yes,
together.
yes, yeah.
Okay.
She was
Oh
like
my God.
basically like a big sister to her, but that girl was like fucking nuts, and she was the one doing all the shit. But I think it was that like he was her dad too. Like I think she found out that they were related.
Oh, that book was so good.
That book was really good. Yeah, guys, read that too. Sorry, we just
That
kind of
was
like
The
gave away
Locked
some of the ending, but it
Door.
was really good.
That was The Locked Door by Frieda McFadden.
Very good.
I have some good ones when you're ready.
I was like, I haven't read The Gift. I haven't read The Coworker or The Teacher. I was gonna download The Teacher to read that the other night. I haven't read Do Not Disturb. I don't think I did, at least.
I don't think
I haven't
you
read
did.
The Wife. What's The Wife Upstairs? So I read a book.
I don't know.
Oh, and did you end up reading that book that I told you to read, the Behind Closed Doors? You didn't end up reading it.
I didn't.
That's a good one too. I made my mom
Yeah.
read that, and she was like, "Oh shit, that was fucked up," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's."
I love that reaction.
Like, yeah, well, because it's very like it's definitely like some abuse going on in that book, but it's not like it's not as vivid. Like it's more, you know, it's happening, but they're not like actively telling you it's happening. But like you can assume that that's what's going on. But it's fucked up. I mean, basically, for just a smidge, like this guy keeps his wife locked up like most of their life, and only lets her out to like go to events with him so that they look like they have this perfect like everybody wants to be them, like he's this perfect like surgeon or whatever the fuck he does for work, like he makes a lot of money and he does really well and he seems like he's the perfect man, and she has to act like she's the perfect woman, and she is only allowed her cell phone when they're together, and she only has like one friend who is also like his best friend's freaking wife. It's like really fucked up. So
no, I don't.
But then
like this.
yeah, they behind closed doors, they have secrets, and he's really fucked up and keeps her like basically locked away. Yeah, that was one. That was a book I read like kind of in between of like the getting out of college and like becoming a teacher. It was like one of the only books I read. You know what? That's what halted me. I read that book, and then I had fucking the worst anxiety for like a year straight, and I was like, I'm pretty sure this book is what fucked me up. Like I'm 99% sure. I was having like panic attacks and like couldn't sleep and was having like heart palpitations, and I'm like, it might have been from this story, because nothing else has changed in my life besides me reading this fucked up book.
Damn.
And I'm like, did this really fuck me up that bad? But it very well could have. I don't know.
That shit's like in your head, you know? Did you end up reading The Silent Patient? I don't think so.
No,
you did?
Kinda. No. I didn't. I have the book. I literally have it in my drawer because my mom let me, like, she had the physical copy, because remember that was the one that wasn't available for free with Kindle. My mom had the physical copy. She gave it to me right before I went into labor with Joey, and I was gonna read it in the hospital. I even brought it with me, and then I just never got around to it. I think I read like the first chapter, but it's just sitting there chilling.
I gave it a 4 out of 5, and I wrote the twist was good, like in all caps. It is hyped for a reason, but it took me so long to get through. Do it if you like thriller mysteries, though. No regrets.
Okay.
I remember it being so fucking slow for me. I don't know why.
And I think you told me that, and I was like, oh, that's not good for me to hear.
No, I can't have
slow.
that slow.
Because like
and
that
same
was the
with
thing,
this
like,
other one I'm reading right now.
Yeah, I can't do the slow ones because that was the problem with rock, paper, scissors. Like at least I'm like so thankful you told me to read the one by one, because that literally took me less than 24 hours, like combined. Like granted, it took me technically like 3 nights to read it, but it was like a couple hours each night and I was done. Yeah. So I like a book like that. Like couple days or couple nights, can read it very quickly. It keeps me entertained. I want to know what happens next. Like that last night that I was reading it, I was probably like 40% in. And then I just finished it because I was like, I have to know. Like I got to like 70% and I was like, no, I have to finish this. I can't stop now. I will not be able to. Like I
have 2 that I'm thinking about right now. 2 books that I really, 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 really thought were good thrillers when you were on your hiatus. One is called The Kind Worth Killing
Okay.
by Peter Swanson. It's definitely okay, well let me read what I wrote. Let me read what I wrote.
Please.
5 out of
Give us
5.
a little
5
bit
out of
of
5. I've been thinking
information.
about this for a long time. This book for a lot. Let me just say I'm not a harsh critic, Morgan, but I love when I can't put a book down and have to know how the story ends. This was twisty from the first few pages, and 30% in, we are already in deep, all caps. This is book 1 of 2. I can't wait to read the second one, and I was not even mad about the cliffhanger ending. I highlighted 9 things. Like, what did I highlight?
Did you read the second one too?
I did read the second one. It was not as good. I don't remember because I probably binged it. But okay, so that was one. The other one is called They Never Learn by Layne Fargo. And did I write anything? No, I didn't write anything. Morgan. This one, the only thing I highlighted, it says, I fucking hate surprises. That's really funny. Me. But that one was like revengey thriller, which is like a different perspective, and it was so good. So those two.
And then out of our Frieda McFaddens, because I'm gonna forever want to read books from her. Yeah. The ones that you read, would you recommend all of the ones that you read that I have not read, or would you say some are worth skipping? So, like, I know you told me to read The Teacher. I'm curious, can you give me a little background on what The Teacher is about? Because it's very vague. Like, The Teacher, I'm assuming it's about a teacher. Yeah, does it have to do with there was a Hulu, I believe, show called The Teacher? Is there any connection to that? Because I did watch that show. Do you know if that is like a Frieda McFadden book based off of her book called The Teacher, perhaps?
I don't think
I'm going to look it up right now because I'm just curious.
I don't think so. But I do feel as though some themes may come across that way.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Somebody asked that exact question. Is The Teacher by Frieda McFadden a series? Because there is a series.
Yeah. Again, I read this in like a day, so like.
Oh no, it can't be because it was just released in 2024, and that show was released like 2 years ago, so that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because I was just curious because I watched that, but the show was about a teacher having an affair with her student.
Oh, right.
She was like a high school teacher.
It is different. Let me read. This girl wrote, Eve lives a seemingly perfect life with her husband. They're both teachers. They seem to be in a good routine in their marriage. However, last school year, a teacher-student scandal rocked the high school where they worked. This all involves a student named Addie who was in both Eve and Nate's classes. However, Addie has some even darker secrets, of course. Yeah. Then she wrote her little own review, but it was good. I mean, I feel like people were like 50-50 about it. But it was definitely twisty? It was definitely like had the twisties at the end.
Okay, we like twisties.
I gave it a 4.
Is it scary? Is it spooky? Or is it a book I can read without Joe being home and I won't have like night terrors?
I feel like that one was fine. The one
like compared to One by One, because I honestly feel like One by One was kind of creepy, and I was like, I'm reading about these people getting killed in like the fucking woods. Like that's
I don't think it was anything like that.
I literally told Morgan I had so much anxiety reading this fucking book. I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? And all I cared about was
stress.
I was like, all I care about is if this woman fucking lives to see her child, because it's all I cared about the entire book was like, please don't die. Please don't die. They can't do this.
I guess I have 3 books that you have to read.
Okay. You're going to have to text me these, by the way.
I don't know if you'll be able to get through this third one. I gave it a 5 out of 5, though, because this shit was fucking wild and gross. And okay, so let me read my thing.
Well, what's it called, first of all?
Oh, Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver.
Butcher.
You probably seen the cover on
I've actually never seen the
TikTok.
cover in my life,
Oh,
actually,
okay.
surprisingly enough.
This one was a doozy because it's like a thriller, but also spicy, but also like murder. So this is my review. I loved this book so much. It was so different than any other rom-com, a true dark rom-com. It's definitely gory and gross for some of it because it's a serial killer's love story, but also spicy when it's spicy. It had me laughing out loud. 1,000% recommend if you can get through the trigger warnings.
Which, like, we all know,
and
and by
trigger
we, I mean
warning,
my best friends know that Blood and I are not good friends.
Yeah, like I don't think you could do it, but okay, so I recommended it to somebody. This is so sad. I'm so sorry. I still feel bad. I recommended it to somebody but I recommended the audio version because I had heard it was fantastic. But like I didn't think about them acting out things in audio land. And I was like, oh, like, yeah, that, yeah, yeah.
Is
So
it
definitely not audio for you, but
is it? Yeah, no, absolutely not. Definitely not a video for me either. Like, it just needs to be a book so that I can have my own imagination make the picture of what's happening.
yeah,
But
that one was
I'm still,
bananas.
it's hard for me to read things that are a little bit on the gory
I feel like
graphic
you wouldn't
side.
make it. You wouldn't make it, but it was so good.
I can't even cut my finger without feeling like I'm gonna pass out. And you want me to read a book about gore?
Yeah, I know. I don't think you can do it, but like,
unfortunately,
I really need someone else to read it.
Is it on the level? Get Natalie to read it. She'll read some shit like that.
That's
is it
true.
on the level of like Saw?
I mean,
that's a great way for me to compare.
I can't even not say yes because it's like one of the serial killers. Their like MO is like popping out eyeballs. Like, I know, but like it's so fucked up and like I don't even. I don't even know. I can't even. I just can't even explain it. But yeah.
Well,
I'll get Natalie to read it first.
Yeah.
But the other two though, that yeah.
Well, definitely send me those.
Let's see also, oh my God, I
can't
even. I had a lot of 5 stars last year. Look at me go. Am I just nice or okay? I've talked with you about this one. This is not a thriller. For the non-thriller peeps. We also, at least for me, sometimes I need like a non-thriller in between.
Yeah.
To like take a little break. Call It What You Want by Alyssa Durock. I can't read right now. This one. I sent it to you and Angelica. It's the girl. Wait, what did I
Is this the person that you like found on TikTok and she was like gonna write a book in the summer or some shit about like a summer love or something?
It's the situationship book.
That's what it is. Okay. Yes.
I said this novel was perfection. I needed this 10 years ago, but I'm grateful to read it now. I'm happy. I love a not happy ending because reality hurts and that shit's real. We need more books about situationships. It was really great read after a thriller, brain break, blah, 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 blah. But it was so good. Not to spoil it, the no happy ending, but like.
Listen, it's okay. I feel like sometimes like those are the type of books that I don't want a happy ending though, like the love books. Right. I like happy endings on the thriller books because I get sad if like the good person dies. That makes me sad.
I know.
Especially if there's kids involved. Don't fucking give me a book with kids and anything happening to their parents because I will riot.
Right.
I literally I opened that book, the one by one, and I go, fucking Morgan. This book immediately is making me sad because of the little girl being don't go, and I'm like, oh, I'm just thinking of Bree.
I know.
Like Joe and I going on a trip and her being like, you're gonna get eaten by a monster, and I'm like,
well, I waited to finish the book until I told you to read it.
Well, yeah, thank God. I was like, there's no way she would make me read this if she's gonna die. There's no way. And I was like, but would she? Would she maybe?
The plot thickens.
It's hard.
The plot thickens.
The mama heart is hard now. Once upon a time, this shit wouldn't have bothered me, but now I'm like, damn.
I know. It's hard.
I can't even watch those like St. Jude commercials when they come on. I'm like, nope, immediately skip because I'll start crying.
So sad. I feel like the last thing is what's your current read? My current read is Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter.
Oh, that was the other one that you said was kind of like gory-ish.
Yeah, it's like
Okay, could I do that one? Is that one as bad as The Butcher?
I don't. Well, I mean, The Butcher is probably not for you. Now that I'm like rethinking about it, it's probably not the one. But this one, I'm 72% in. I have 2.5 hours left. It's taking me forever. I've seen a million TikToks about
this
it.
was the one that you said had very long chapters, right?
Yeah, I'm like crying just because it's so long.
Yeah.
The beginning I feel like hooked me in, and now it's just feeling so slow, and I know there's going to be a good twist at the end, but
So it's
like
like you
getting
have
there
to get
is
through.
like
It's like the rock, paper, scissors.
I know, I'm like struggling, but that's the current read,
Well, I
along with
guess.
like Britney.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were
Britney
doing
Spears.
that. I'm gonna say my current read, and then I have a question for you. But
Okay.
my current read will be The Teacher, because I do want to read that.
Yeah, I feel like that's
gonna
a
be
good one.
like my next one, and then I'll read those other two that you said. But you'll have to send me them because I already forgot one of the names of them. So
Yeah.
I know the kind we kill,
Got
and then
you.
I don't know what the other one was. Literally no idea what you
I
said
got
after
you.
that.
I'm gonna find TikToks about them and hype it up. I'm
Beautiful.
gonna
We
hype it
love
up even
that.
more.
We love that.
I'll share them.
My question has nothing to do with Frieda McFadden books. It has to do with the Britney thing. You sent that shit the other day. What are they making Britney into a movie? Or is this a joke? What
Yeah.
did you send in the group chat? Or not the group chat,
Oh,
on
it was
Instagram.
The casting for it's the movie about her life.
I didn't know they were making a movie about her life.
Oh, it
And then
just came out.
what I thought was hilarious, obviously I know that's just like people's picks, right? That's not actually the cast. Because then I was reading the comments and people were like, there's no way that they're going to have Madonna played by Christina Aguilera, because they wouldn't have Christina Aguilera played by Christina Aguilera. Like, they were basically saying like they wouldn't put her in a movie for Britney Spears because of whatever the fuck happened between them, which enlighten me, because I have no fucking clue what happened between them. But apparently the people of the gram knew some shit that I didn't. But then what I chuckled about was, I'm like, why in the actual fuck would they have Christina Aguilera played by someone else, but then have Christina Aguilera play Madonna? Can somebody make that make sense?
But is it also like is it like also cool? Like, is it also like just strategy? Are they friends now? Were they ever not friends?
Apparently they weren't friends, because when I went into I'm a comment girly. You send me something, especially Nicole. Nicole will send fucking like shit on TikTok, and then I go in the comments and I'm like, does this bitch even know that this isn't even fucking real? This is like satire? Because half the time I think she sends things thinking like it's legitimate, and I'm like, did you go into the comments? Because I will immediately go into the comments and start reading to see like, is this real life or is this satire? Because I like, even
maybe
today I was watching.
Maybe I sent mine too soon. I felt like
I was just confused.
Oh,
like,
maybe it was maybe it was like Dreamcast. That was a Dreamcast. Okay, yeah. Mumpy.
Yeah. I was just a little bit confused. It's no big deal. I was just a little bit confused.
Yeah, I don't know when that's gonna come out, but I really need to finish the book. I have like 30 minutes left. Like, Morgan, what is the problem? Like,
You'll get through it, boo.
why?
It's okay. You'll get there. You'll get there. I'm just proud that I got through a book, because it's been over a year since the last time I read a book.
Frieda.
And then I read it so quickly. It's always my girl Frieda. So I'm very excited though for all of the adaptations of her books that are, and just books in general that are coming out. I don't know when. Like, do we have any dates of any of these things, or it's just
for the movies? No, I don't think so.
Like Verity and The Housemaid and That Never Lie, they didn't even have a date. It was kind of just like, yep, Netflix is going to take it and make it into something. But like, when?
I know.
Give me dates, please.
Help me. I know. I'm such a stalker. Like, IMDb, like every other day. Like, let me find it.
Well, I mean, and now that I'm a parent, I see all like the kid stuff, and I had like a trailer come up for Moana 2 the other day, because Brielle's obsessed with Moana. So it's coming up. I think it's going to be like Thanksgiving this year, I think it said. So like her birthday would be a good time to go see it. I was like, third birthday, we'll go see Moana too. And then apparently they're making Lilo and Stitch into a live action.
Oh, I
film.
saw that. Yeah.
I did see that the other day. I know. I was like, well, Brie really likes Lilo and Stitch. I, however, have never liked Lilo and Stitch. And I'm trying, but I still don't like it. I don't know why. It's never been my, like, I don't know. Some people really like Lilo and Stitch. Not me. I can do without. But I've had to listen to that fucking movie like 30,000 times in like the last year, so I could probably recite it. I went from absolutely hating it to like having to tolerate it. And I'm like, well, now we're on Minions. So Minions is our new movie of the movie. I like to call it the movie of the month or the show of the month. We're on Minions.
Love it.
And we still like Spider-Man more than anything. Or Spider-Verse. The little like kid spider thing.
Yeah. I love it. That's perfect.
Brielle's MO right now. Spider-Verse and Minions. Or Spidey and Friends, that's what it is. Spidey.
Yeah. The pink one. Yeah.
She loves those. But
I love it. Wow. I love books.
We love books, and we love books that get made into movies.
Right.
I think that might have been the reason why I was so into Nicholas Sparks, because there was always a movie. I mean, in reality, I read every single book that turned into a movie, and it all started with Dear John. That was like the actual, you know what? I read that in high school. I just realized that. I read Dear John in high school.
Oh.
Like senior year, because I was dating Kevin. And I remember being in his house, and he was like, "Are you going to put the book down?" And I was like, "Absolutely not. I have to finish it." And I read that book in a day. I remember literally sitting in the car driving somewhere. I don't know where we were going, but like I would not put the book down. I was like, "I will finish this," because it was so good.
Yeah.
And then Michelle and I went to go watch it in theaters like 2 days after I finished it, and it fucking sucked.
Damn.
And I was so disappointed. And that is why I will not read books super close to seeing them in movies, because they suck.
Oh,
they never are good.
I know you didn't read it, but we didn't even talk about It Ends With Us.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna read it. I think I'm just gonna go watch it.
I don't want you to read it.
And honestly, when I say I think I'm gonna go watch it, I mean I think I'm going to sit on my couch when it comes out on Prime, and I'm going to watch it that way, like I did with the freaking Barbie movie. Because
absolutely same.
The only movie I want to see, and I'm honestly glad too, because Joe wanted to go see that Civil War movie in theaters, and I'm really glad we didn't, because it wasn't that great. It was kind of freaky though. I'm like, if this happens in the world, we're all fucked. But it was not fun. I was like, I don't know. Oh, I didn't want this to happen. But he wanted to watch that in theaters, and then we never ended up going. And then it came out on Prime, so we rented it the other night.
Oh.
Wasn't that good. He literally fell asleep during it. So not great. But he wants to go see Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, yeah. I would
theaters.
do that, yeah.
So we're going to try and plan a date night for that. But that's like the only... I haven't even been to I don't think I've been to a movie theater since 2020, before 2020 happened.
Oh, shit.
I can't even tell you the last time I went and sat in a movie theater. I don't even know what the last movie was that I saw in theater.
Which, I mean, this wasn't recent. Sam and Georgia and I saw the Mean Girls, the new one, in theaters.
Oh, yeah. That's another one that I want to watch. Was that okay? Was it good? I mean,
it's good. I mean,
I know that's available
like musically,
on Prime.
If you're not in it. Like, it's good because, like, you know the story. I feel like that helps the musical vibe. Like, I'm not a big musical gal, but
I know
it's definitely worth doing. It's worth doing.
I know. I'm like, but yeah, I couldn't remember like the last time. Like, one, I don't even know what the last movie was that I saw in theater. I know it was with Joe, but I have no idea what it was. And I'm pretty sure it was at the movie theater that's at the mall, the Wellington Green Mall. That one. Yeah. But no clue. And I'm pretty sure I didn't have kids at the time. And I don't think I was pregnant, because I definitely haven't been to a movie while being pregnant, because like peeing.
Oh, God, yeah.
Nick was like, let's go watch when they did the whole Barbenheimer shit. Yeah. I was like, Nick.
Oh my, like how am I going to do this?
Yeah. I'm fucking pregnant. There's no way I'm going to sit through 2.5 to 3 hour movies. Absolutely not happening. And then somebody wanted me to go see Avatar. And I'm like, again, not happening. I literally have a baby pushing on my bladder. I'm in like my last trimester. I'm not watching these fucking movies. Like, I'm going to be getting up every 20 minutes to go to the fucking bathroom. So that was just, it hasn't happened, but I would like to see something.
We saw the Batman, the Robert Pattinson Batman in theaters.
Oh, yeah. Didn't even,
But I
I
don't
forgot
remember
that
when
even
that was.
happened.
Yeah. It was good.
I really have no recollection of the last time I saw a movie. Like, I don't remember what it was, like, in a theater. No clue. So, you know,
Interesting.
maybe this will be the weekend that I see a movie.
Yeah.
We're gonna
It's
try
supposed to
and
be Deadpool
plan it.
Wolverine's supposed to be good, though.
Oh, I love the Deadpool movies, so I'm
Mhm.
sure it will be great. Again,
Yeah.
Marvel, as we know. That is
Love it.
my
Your
top
choice. Your
my
choice.
top choice. Sorry, Harry Potter.
Aw.
I still love you. I just love Marvel a little bit more. Also, I
Right?
want to see that Marvel the witch one that I can't think of her name.
Oh
Agatha.
my. Agatha, yeah. It looks. I feel like I read it's going to be a 2-episode premiere
Oh,
on
did
Disney Plus
did
or
you
whatever.
watch WandaVision?
Yeah. You
Okay.
told me to watch it.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
did
It was.
I miss?
I mean, I really liked WandaVision, so
was
that's why I wanted
good.
to make sure. Yeah.
It was really good. Was I missing context because I've watched some of the Marvel, or I mean,
Even I was
know,
missing context
Avengers,
because
whatever.
like some of them I'm like I like loved the Avengers, like I saw all of those movies,
Yeah.
but like if you ask me about other ones, like I haven't seen all the Captain Americas, I haven't seen all the
True.
Iron Mans, I haven't seen the Guardians of the Galaxy like in full. So
Yeah.
there's definitely pieces that I'm missing, and I'd love to like actually sit down and watch them, but it would take me
Right.
like a month. I asked Nick one day, I was like, how do you even watch this in order? He's like, oh, you got it. I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to do this, you're going to have to write me a list, and I'm going to have like a serious amount of fucking extra time on my hands, which I don't have. So,
Oh my God.
like,
Yeah.
this is like a literal test that I have to take. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
Stephanie, sit down,
Aw.
be ready. You have 2 hours, 2 hours and 20 minutes. Okay.
You got this. You got this.
But yeah, I don't know. And
Oh,
I don't
success.
know.
I love it.
Good. All good things. Books and movies. We love it.
I know. Yeah. We're excited. We'll share our
Yes.
books on the gram
Yes.
and make sure to follow us on TikTok and YouTube
On
and
all the
Instagram.
things, Baby One More podcast.
Yeah. Tune in with us next time. We love an
Yeah.
after dark. Just let us know what you think.
Yeah, and let us know if there's any topics you want us to talk about, any hot topics.
Oh yeah. And give us the thriller review.
Yes, and
give
if you
us
have
the recommendation.
books, let us know in the comments because we love to read them. But we love you all, and
Yes.
we will catch you next time.
Ta-ta.
All right. Toodles.